Hello. So today we are going to talk about goals for your marketing or growth strategy. Now, why are goals important? Well, simply put, if you don't have goals, then you're not going to know if your stuff is successful. Just plain and simple. Those goals can look a whole bunch of different ways, and there's a million different goals that you can pick. So I just want to specify that these goals that we're talking about today are really the high level goals that are going to be your shining star rather than, the specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. Finally got that right, goals, which are going to be more metric driven and let you know whether it's worthwhile to continue in a particular priority, basically. So the high level goals that we're talking about are basically steps on the customer journey, the value journey, if you follow digital marketer. Basically the steps that a client takes in terms of understanding and knowing who you are and committing in various different ways. So basically what we look at, man, there could be a million different goals, or at least 10 or 12, according to most kind of value journey things. But we really just simplify it down into five. And we pick five, and in some places we use four, in some places we use five, kind of depending on where it's more appropriate, because 4 or 5 different goals are really simple for your client to actually hold in their mind and understand. In the words of Dawn from StoryBrand, if you confuse, you lose. And if you give too many options, you are in danger of confusing. In fact, you're almost guaranteed to confuse. So the 5 options that we use are visibility, engagement, conversion, retention, and referral. And I'm going to break down what each of those is. So visibility is all about new eyes on your thing. It is basically traffic. People who are, hopefully qualified, coming from somewhere who didn't know about you before, who now know about you. This is often where bottlenecks are, especially when businesses are just going out and just getting set up and just putting in marketing systems and funnels into place. We can often get confused with engagement. Now, we define engagement as people basically giving you their time in such a way that they learn more about you, but they're not necessarily committed in any way. So this is often like reading a blog or listening to a podcast. Now, a conversion is basically a commitment of time or money. So a conversion is generally someone is agreeing to meet with you in some way, someone is giving you something. Now, there's some confusion or perhaps argument about whether or not giving an email is considered engagement or conversion. We consider that conversion, but you can already tell that within conversion, there are multiple different levels of conversion. And often it's easier to start off at smaller levels of conversion, and then as you build trust, kind of build up to larger levels of conversion. But we put it in the same bucket just to make it really clear. Now, retention, fairly self-explanatory. This is making sure that the people that you're serving are coming back to you, are super excited about what it is that you're doing, making sure that the delivery is in line with the promise. This is so critical. And then sometimes we lump referral in there, but basically where appropriate, we might separate it out, which is not just people excited about working with you and the work that they're doing with you, but actually excited to result in visibility events from new people, other people, right? So they are actually driving more visibility for you. And you can see that if you can get all of these systems really strong, you're actually creating consistency in terms of basically getting multiple different forms of leads and traffic, because you have people referring you is always going to be like the warmest, the strongest, the most awesome, the quickest sale, but also new traffic so that you have a real system and are not just relying on basically referrals for leads, because unless you have a really strong system around that, it can be hard to predict and control. Okay, more info coming. Hopefully this was helpful for you. Let me know. I would love to hear from you. And as always, I hope you have an awesome rest of your day.